#rescue.
Glad to have you back now. Is Core Digest, and we'll be continuing the discussion about abducted girls over 200 days in captivity. Well, joining me in the studio to discuss is Dr. Joe Okei-Odumakin, President Women Arise Initiative, and she's also the President of Rescue Our Girls Alive Now.
Yes.
Thank you for correcting me there. Now, let's quickly get straight to the business of the day now. Any hope, 200 days and counting in captivity, these girls are spent there. Any hope of rescuing them alive? Do you think Nigerians should expect these girls back home and alive?
200 days counting, like you've rightly observed. A few days ago, we were told about a ceasefire, and we were skeptical about it until yesterday that I listened to one of the videos sent out by Shekau, which Shekau claimed that Dan Lame Ahmadu, the purported Secretary General of Boko Haram, that had been on VOA, the Hausa language thing, also
Voice of America.
yeah, Voice of America, and who has been claiming to be negotiating with the Chadian president on this ceasefire thing. So Shekau, in that release, called him fake and a liar, and he said he was unknown and there was no way that they would negotiate with a fake person. He then promised more jihad and said in ensuring that the jihad is on, there will be no retreat, no surrender. Apart from that, in any ceasefire, at least we have people who should respect the terms of the ceasefire. So I was initially worried that with ceasefire and with these bombardment and killings, does it mean that it was a fake person that was negotiating that ceasefire, or the language was not well understood?
Okay.
But later on, with yesterday's revelation, and with the fact that Mubi had been captured, with the fact that Vintin also had been captured, with that sad occurrence of what happened at Gombe Motor Park,
Okay.
where that bomb was detonated and several lives were lost, and then the way in which this carnage and this harvest of deaths are taking place. Again, Shekau said in that video that he released yesterday, he was laughing and saying that the guests have been married off to the set members long time ago. But we were being told that during the negotiation that Dan Lame Ahmadu said the guests should be released. So when one wants to juxtapose what has been said, the reality on ground, then one will want to think that we need to do a lot more if we really want these girls rescued, because the girls were taken April 14, and we know one day in the midst of terrorists is like 1,000 years. So as we continue to expect with that optimism, we have to do a lot more. Information is key. Okay. In as much as we don't want all information to be divulged so that it does not jeopardize the rescue process, but we must be fed with adequate and accurate information so that we are kept abreast of development, so that there will not be room for rumor. I mean, yesterday it was dismissed. Somebody called me and said the soldiers have rescued about 200 girls, but I just know that any news at all must properly verified, although we have a lot of people chunking out and dishing out news, but there's a need for the people who are informing us to better inform. But like in ending the question you asked, is there hope? Honestly, with nostalgia, with heavy minds, I'm so optimistic that those girls will be rescued. But a lot needs to be done, a lot.
But with this new Shekau appearing from nowhere now, because I was asking Honorable Princess that, okay, yes, the of course, these girls now we're saying we're going to rescue them, but now another Shekau is saying that they never had any peace talks with the federal government, and then we're now hearing that okay, they've been married out. Is it possible? Because it's confusing now who to believe. The last time we saw in the paper where the other Shekau was killed, and now another Shekau is coming. Is it possible that these people are impersonating, or there's an imposter? You know, so it's really confusing now. Who should we believe now? Looking at the fact that you said there is hope in releasing and having this girl back at home.
Yes, as events unfold, were shown one time the face of a Shekau that was killed, and that heralded the reign of terror. I mean, the leader being killed. But a few days after that, we were being told that Shekau was still alive. In fact, yesterday's revelation, the video, it was still a Shekau that was speaking. So we have had several Shekaus being killed and resurrecting. So there must have been impositors. Apart from that, it's just for one or two cosmetics to be added, a look-alike.
Okay.
But even if it was true that the leader was killed, we know that these people claim they are fighting jihad, and they have several followers. The ceasefire deal that we had several days back, I think it was just to hoodwink the unwary. And that was why when people were angry that soldiers violated the ceasefire deal by responding, I said there was no way in which our security agencies would fold their arms akimbo and watch any village being overrun in the name of ceasefire. They will have to respond. So as we speak today, and we have divergent opinions, I still believe that this same Shekau that released that video that said there was never any peace deal. And then the so-called scribe, the secretary of the Boko Haram, Ahmadu Danladi, that he was an impositor, a fake person, and a liar.
Okay.
So this has gone along in buttressing what we are saying, that there are several Shekaus who don't really want this war to stop. Okay. And we see day in, day out, just one person's life is as much as thousands of lives that have been lost. As we speak, several people are dying. Some are unaccounted for. So that's why I'm still saying that you are asking that I'm optimistic. We keep hope. We don't want to lose hope. And that's why I kept saying I was one of the first persons who felt that we cannot dialogue with a monster. Those that have bled us white, to have some people in prison, that have been in prison, that are facing trial, but people that have killed, you still want to exchange them with our girls. But looking at it again, we just felt that there's no amount of sacrifice that is too much for us to pay. But now, if we lay the whole cards beer on the table, and we are trying to look at the previous negotiation for ceasefire and this current one, the reality is that these Boko Haram people, this Shekau, and those people who have now overtaken Mubi, Fitim, Gombe, and from security reports that was made available within social network, Adamawa, Gombe, Borno, there is that tendency to seize these three states. And we've seen the handwriting, we've seen the script, as Mumbi, one of the largest places, is being run over, and then several other places. So there's a need to sit down again, reassess everything that has been happening in terms of ceasefire, no ceasefire, and leave this unnecessary diversion. Honestly, I just believe that with the length at which we have gone, with the negotiation this down line, we have gone with this Chadian president, and with the attack and the new jihad that is on, I think it should just be time for us to forget about that down line, and then sit down again to see what can be done. Yes, put their house in order, see what can be done, give people adequate information, and also make sure that in doing that, these people are better equipped, and their welfare is better taken care of, so that they can confront this monster once and for all. It's so sad to hear that our guests have been married off.
Yesterday, You are the president of Rescue Our Girls Now group.
Yes.
Which is also a group campaigning for the release of the girls.
Yes.
Apart from, we also have Obi Ezekwesili, who is also the campaigner for Bring Back Our Girls. Now, let's look at this issue now. What is the possibility? What are you going to be doing? Because a lot of people are concerned that attention of the government might still soon shift from security issues to politics in 2015. What are the things you're doing to keep this momentum going?
Yes, very good. Like you rightly said, our guests were taken April 14, and then on April 16th, a statement was issued, rescue the guests now. April 17th, we changed it to rescue our guests now.
Okay.
So that was on, but we did not popularize the hashtag rescue our guests. And then about 13 days after, we'll bring back our guests, also coming on board.
Okay.
And then some people who refer to themselves as release our guests, who have the belief that it's the Boko Haram who should release our guests. So in terms of rescue and in terms of bringing back, it's just for us to complement each other and keep and ensure that we keep the momentum. It's not competition, it's not anything, but for us to see, because as an activist and being in the struggle over the years, we know we have several groups, several organizations. What we want to do is getting to the destination, and our goal and our target is in ensuring that we rescue those girls. So politics is on now. Like I've said that we have had harvest of deaths, but while we are mourning, while we are sad over deaths, we know that we cannot keep Nigeria on a standstill. We still keep moving, but we will find out that politics is on, and there is no way in which these girls can ever be forgotten. So in terms of awareness, in terms of campaign, keeping the momentum on, that is what we really intend to do. So that while people are politicking, talking about going to pick a nomination form, talking about somebody leaving one party, crossing over to the other one.
Doctor, let's quickly pick up this call. Hello, Emmanuel. Good morning.
Okay. See, what I have to say concerning Boko Haram of the thing is, are you listening?
Yeah, go ahead, Emmanuel. Hello, go ahead.
Okay, so what I have to say concerning Boko Haram of the thing is, think that they should equip the soldiers, equip them very fine, pay them fine, so that they can be able to know this Boko Haram. Because in another way, I'm saying that they're not paying them fine. You understand? They are not paying them fine. They should pay them fine. As soldiers, they sacrifice their life for the nation. They should pay them fine, and they can be able, to combat this Boko Haram very well. Because they are nothing like them. They are human beings like us. I see no reason whereby they will use this Boko Haram, and this sex to be disturbing this country, terrorizing this country. Is bad. They're all Nigerians. It's bad. It's bad. So that's why I have to say. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Emmanuel, for that contribution. You want to probably make a comment?
Yes, in fact, that was what I said previously, before it's called, that we need to properly equip our military personnel that are on the field, sophisticated weapons, and they also have to be properly insured.
Okay.
Apart from that, their welfare must be taken care of. It's a patriotic call and duty, and they have the danger of losing their lives. They are fathers, brothers, husbands, and they also have dependents. So there is no way in which we can just send them out and allow them to be killed and slaughtered like chickens. So those terrorists, they've infiltrated the rank and file, and they know the type of weapons that these people have, and they know how the terrorists have been so daring because of the fact that they know how they get their own source of money, how they get their weapons, how they get their armored vehicles. So they are also sophisticated, and that is why brazenly they can come out wherever they are and even confront the people who are expected to maintain law and order. So one thing remains paramount, that the soldiers, the military personnel, must be properly equipped.
Okay, let's quickly pick up this call. Hello, Henry.
Hello,
Henry. Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, good morning. Go ahead and make your contribution.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
All right. What I want to say concerning this whole issue is, first of all, the campaigners, I accept and I'm happy with what they are doing. But they should go beyond focusing on federal government. They should also take the campaign to state government. You understand what I'm saying? Because what the terrorists want to achieve is diverting our attention from the main focus to the federal government, such a way that the federal government will be restored. So what we need to also do is to also take the campaign down to the states where all these things are happening. Then secondly, I want to also make this comment. Everyone should know that fighting terrorism is not just the assignment of the federal government alone. Even the state government, the regional government, especially let's say states now, we have some stakeholders, either statesmen and whatever they call themselves. They should also take active part. Because for long now, for over 4 years now, if you observe, it's very clear that even the northern elder, to an extent, they've not been actively helping the government. So it's also another part that needs to be taken care of. If not, even if we continue recruiting the soldiers, nothing will happen.
All right, thank you very much.
Those communities accept the responsibility of assisting the government. That is when we make it headway. Please, this is what we need to take care of too. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Henry, for that contribution. I think he's saying that, you should extend your programs apart from federal government. You should also extend the programs to the state governors as well.
Yes, if you've rightly observed what rescue our guys now have been doing, we have had to move our rallies from Kaduna, Jigawa, Kano. Although when we went for those rallies, we were stopped, but we still had people and were able to leaflet here. In terms of terror, the fight against terror is a collective responsibility. And even if you did find some of the things we put up, we said Nigerians unite against terror. We have to unite so that we can fight terror. Yes, it's not only, apart from the constitutional responsibility, ensuring that lives and property is secured. Citizens themselves have to be vigilant. States where we have those flashpoints, the governors who are the chief security officers also have to cooperate, give information, assist in whatever way they can. Even parents, guardians, teachers. That's why I've said Nigerians must unite in order for us to secure this country and end terror. If we do not unite, assuming our guests are rescued, these people can come, take our men, take our boys. So the fight against terror is extremely impossible. I'm saying to clap with one hand. If we want a resounding applause, we have to clap with both hands. So the fight against terror is a collective responsibility. And in looking forward for the rescue of our guests, not only our guests, our mothers and our sisters, is a thing all of us must take collective responsibility. We must do that together. Citizens must be vigilant. Those who have information must give accurate information. Even as Boko Haram people are infiltrating the rank and file, there are still some within the Boko Haram people who might also have sympathy.
Okay, let's quickly, before we go, just with a parting word, what do you have to say about these girls? I know you have told us, okay, they will be rescued alive and Nigerians should expect them. Any other things you want us to know about what you're doing at the moment? In your effort to in creating awareness for the federal government to know.
Yes, as I know, as we are speaking now, that Shekau, who does not want education, is listening, and he also yes. And one thing before that final parting is that Shekau should realize that without the effort of a woman, he wouldn't have been in this world. And the issue also, as these guests are, they are today, our tomorrow, our heroine, our hopes, our dreams and aspirations. So in doing all that we are doing now, in trying to ensure that the guests are rescued, because it's only somebody who is alive that can be rescued. So that's why I'm saying rescue the guests now. In making sure that the guests are rescued, apart from creating awareness, we leaflet here. We also look for 1, 2, or 3 guests that have escaped. I've had to interact with some of them, even one that said she was raped, in helping at least the trauma and everything in getting those guests back. So what we are doing is that apart from awareness, we are also reaching out. We are making sure that everybody sees it as a collective responsibility.
Okay.
And then we are documenting, but we plead that people need better information.
Okay.
And all of us must
All right.
unite to end terror. We must unite to end terror.
All right, I must let you go now, Doctor. Thank you very much for being part of the program again, for coming on the show again. Well, Dr. Okei-Odumakin is a President Women Arise Initiative and also the president of Rescue Our Girls Now, hashtag Rescue Our Girls Now, a group based in Lagos here. Well, thank you for coming on the show. We have to round up now. Up next, it's news on the hour.
CoreTV News, expanding your view.